Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime. The last episode we ventured into Phazon Mines and we got the power bomb after defeating the invisible security robot thingy that could apparently be beaten by Waybuster real easy. Now, looking back on it, probably should have gotten that first in this playthrough. That's okay. But yeah, we're playing some color-coordinated platforming right here.
Ew, colorful.
Yeah, look at the blue aura on the steps and then I miss it.
You failed. Gotta restart now.
I will say though, like platforming in this game, even though it's really good, it can be kind of tricky to do sometimes.
Yeah, well, any first-person perspective game with platforming is kind of tricky for that reason. That perception always just doesn't really exist.
Having massive Portal 1 and 2 death flashbacks.
Yeah, there's plenty of times like I think I'm safe. Jumps you were not safe to begin with.
Well, that's why I usually, like, when I'm playing the GameCube version, when I do platforming, I usually just log on with the lock-on button in the area I want to do, and then I jump, and I can see where I'm going.
I mean, you can do that with this version too. It's just with the cursor moving around, you have to kind of like keep your hand a little more steady.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's easier said than done because waggle.
Yeah, it's just very sensitive movement.
Alright, come on, dude. Do your shockwave so I can attack you. Come on. I'm gonna absorb your attack. I'm not shooting you. I really do think that Ice Beam is kind of the better weapon at this point to attack these guys with, because it's the strongest beam that we have in our arsenal right now, so.
Oh yeah, easily.
But now, yeah, I'm gonna go back into the map room. I mentioned that it's not even beneficial to even go in here. I'm gonna go ahead.
This is just Matt's way of saying it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna blow up the rock rebel here. We're gonna go in here into the map room. Level before we collect all the pickups there. And we're gonna go inside and get this map. I just added it. Every time I walk into these other rooms that we don't go into very often, I have to scan it to make sure, hey, did I get this? I'm sure I did.
You need to lose the opportunity, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. We got a full map of Phazon Mines. We're on sub-level 2. And as you can see, it goes down even further, down in the third mine there. But as of right now, we can't really, I guess, progress unless we get another upgrade. So now we have to make the trek back all the way to the top of Phazon Mines to get here again. We can't really progress unless, we have another upgrade. We don't even have it. But if you blow this up here, I said if you blow this up here, I guess not. I think it's over here, actually.
Yeah, it's the little grate.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Can't see nothing.
This is fine. I got like 10 more E-tanks where that came from.
It's like, yeah, I'm just suffocating.
Yep. So good. I've got plenty of energy tanks.
Speaking of which, here's another one. So who cares? You're getting all your health back.
Are you dying in this room? Yes, we'll have another energy tank. Didn't need it to survive, but it'll help.
So, there you go. Gotta to reclaim all the damage I took.
So Matt,
the
I
moral
got a challenge
story.
for you.
Moral of the story is damage doesn't matter.
What did you say, Amber?
I got a challenge for you next time you play this game. No health packs.
Are you crazy?
Do a no E-tank run at that point. While you're at it, just go with low percent. That'd be fine.
What is the lowest percentage you can get in this game?
That's a good question. 0. I gotta look that up for like the speedrun category.
I wonder if I know that most Metroid games you can do a low percent run, but I don't ever see people do that on this game in particular.
I mean,
I guess my curious question would be: are there enough changes in the trilogy that one version would allow you to finish with a lower percentage than the other?
Yeah, because of glitches. You can finish the GameCube version with a much lower percentage in comparison because of all the out-of-bounds stuff. You can't really do that.
What I was thinking is, could sequence breaking of the original release possibly make it more feasible at the cost of quality of life changes?
It looks like for the GameCube version, at least, the lowest percentage is 21%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real low.
Yeah. So Prime is not one of those 15% games, for example, like a lot of the 2D Metroids tend to.
You can go in this room here now that you have Power Bomb, but please don't. Because there's nothing in there, and plus, not only that, there's Phazon all over the bottom of the ground. If you fall down, you are dying.
Yeah.
I ain't just gonna tell you right now. You are dying.
Oh, here's your little difference, by the way. GameCube is 21%. Apparently, in the Trilogy version, it's only a 1% difference. 22% is the lowest.
Oh.
That's not as much as you think. But only one person has done low percent on the Trilogy version, for the looks of things.
On the
it's not really a popular category. Yeah. Even then, the GameCube version only had 10 people do low percent.
Okay.
I kind of figured it, because I don't ever see... If I see speedruns of this game, it's just any percent.
And then sometimes 100%.
Yeah, and sometimes 100%. I don't ever see low percent runs.
Yeah.
I see low percent runs on the 2D games more than anything.
I think it's just mainly because of the difficulty scale. Like, 3D Metroid games are already really hard to run in comparison to the 2D games in a lot of aspects, but then when you throw in really difficult stuff at low percent, it gets even worse.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I'm watching this feedback on my television with my computer hooked up
my
to it.
TV.
Oh yeah, sorry, your TV. And I can see it's running 60 frames on my computer screen, but I cannot see the 60 frames on the TV.
Okay, you just have that mirrored wrong then, if that's the case. That should just work.
I don't know. I'm dumb. Anyways.
I will blame the output switch. The TV is fine.
I like how he's like, I don't know, I'm done. Anyways.
I said, yes, we know, Matthew.
Oh yeah, speaking of dumb, I think I know what you're doing right now. And here comes the next dumb upgrade. The one that honestly shouldn't have just left you to begin with. Your final upgrade from the beginning of the game is here, in one of the last areas. Like 70% into your adventure. Why'd they put it here?
I know. I don't understand why they didn't give it to you for a while. I'm seriously brain farting here. I don't know why.
Yeah, you had the solution, and then you just kind of didn't.
And then I kind of just didn't, you know?
And then it's like, but what if I made it harder? And then falls to the bottom.
But what if I can't be bothered?
Part of me wants to think I was just half asleep recording. I don't know what that.
Do you remember the Z button exists? The ZY?
No, I don't. Anyways, yeah, this upgrade we're about ready to get, I don't understand why they didn't give it to you beforehand. Like I can understand it being taken away, but like I mentioned before, this upgrade in most Metroid games, they gave it to you relatively in the middle of your adventure. This is kind of late game to get it, and at this point in the game, it's pointless to have it.
Yeah, at this point, you're only really using this a handful of times.
So basically what I have to do here is I have to line up the yellow column here. I almost fell off here.
It's like, where are you going? Stop making it harder on yourself.
Oh, I need a challenge.
We're trying to make the yellow path line up, because the top layer with the Bendesium blocking, we have access to moving the yellow line in the middle.
You had it and then you moved it again.
There we go.
Yeah, now you got it lined up. I only took about 3
trying
minutes.
to get it right. Yeah, it only took about 3 minutes.
You must have been asleep.
I must have been half asleep when I recorded this part. I don't understand what was going on in my mind. Of course, like I said, when this was recorded, this was years ago. So, there we go. And, of course, another Bendesium blocking the frickin' door.
This is the problem right now you're having. You have 2 power bombs of the most to carry. This one roommate used them both.
Yeah. But yeah, we're finally getting the Grapple Beam back. You know, the thing that we got teased to have at the beginning of the game. Oh, yeah, by the way, that's something different in the Trilogy version than the original version. Because when you got this, it didn't give you an animation with it.
Really?
It just said, oh, you got a Grapple Beam. But
yeah, it was even more like forgotten about on GameCube. I don't know why there wasn't an animation.
Yeah,
See?
but in Trilogy version, they actually give you a little cutscene to say, hey, you got your Grapple Beam.
It's reminding you guys, the trilogy cares.
It's funny when you say it, it's like that cutscene was not in GameCube, so they added here as a little extra flair. Meanwhile, there's another cutscene coming up with another upgrade later on that's worse than this version. Like, flat out lost all of its charm and personality compared to GameCube. I don't know why they changed it.
There's some changes with the Wii version and the GameCube version. I'm just like, man, I can't really, like... you think about it, you're just like, man, each version has its own good things about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, you mentioned about the particle effects in the GameCube version with the arm cannon. It's just like, why did they take that out in the Wii version?
Yeah, it's like there's strengths and weaknesses to both versions when it comes to controls and then like overall like presentation too.
And I'm going to freeze these dudes because they're just sitting here just shooting me from all the way across here.
Now at this point you got the upgrade that you needed that crane for, so I think at this point it's safe to say for the rest of the game you leave it like this because then you get a shortcut to the later section of the mines. That's like the one good use of the Grapple Beam at this point. It's like one of
Lester,
two.
Lester, you say that, and I don't go that way.
So,
but there's a reason for it.
Oh, no. I know why. It's because of upgrades. If you don't care for like missile packs and such, then you go that way, obviously. 100% sake says otherwise.
Yeah, any percent, yeah, just go for that way. You don't care about the other stuff. Anyways, we're leaving Phazon Mines because we have to actually leave in order to get another upgrade in order for us to even progress even further into the Phazon Mines.
That's the way.
I love these elevator segments because this is nothing more than just a glorified loading screen. This is all this
Yeah.
Although
Although there's a weird
they go to the effort to make it
issue.
interesting, so
There's like a weird translation issue with that scene though for the trilogy version because for reference sake, this game is 4:3 in the GameCube version. It never had a widescreen mode, so for trilogy, they converted it to widescreen. And everything else seemed to convert just fine. Morph Ball, some of the cutscenes, your first person. For some reason though, I don't know if it's actually the case, but it definitely looks like it to me. The elevator scenes look stretched because Samus looks pretty chunky. She shouldn't look that chunky.
She's not big.
Lester, you never tell a woman she's fat, okay?
No, I didn't. I just said chunky. There's a difference. The shoulder pads
Lester,
get extra thick.
that is a synonym of fat.
yeah, I was about to say it, Lester.
No, you avoid the F word, and then they don't know, right? I'm going to die tonight.
That is a very naive thing to say.
I'm going to die.
Whoa! This is the guy. Uno.
I'm disowning Lester to this.
And Lester
don't
just in
think
the
for
back
that.
of his mind is like, this is going to end up on the out of context page, isn't it? Why did we make it? Why did we do this?
Well, apparently, as I've been told, apparently I'm the reason why it exists.
Yes.
And just that.
That's why we created it. By the way, it's a year old this year, so congrats, Lester. You made it. A year of out of context quotes from Sonic Ghost only. Apparently.
Yes. That's why there's
By
not
the way,
out of
I think
context
this
just
is
from
a-
my account, because just the league's out of context.
I love the spider ball tracks there because that's such a creative way to use the spider ball track was making like wrap around a tree.
Hey Matt, use all those power bombs you have.
And
And now we run into the issue of the power bombs. Why they start you
They
with 2
only
is
need
beyond
3.
me.
Dude, why did they give me only 3? There are 2.
It's so weird because a lot of Metroid games after a while kind of adopted 2 as the norm for power bomb default. Like I know Dread does the same thing, the other Prime games do the same. It's like, why 2? That's nothing.
I feel like especially here, it doesn't necessarily complement how many you might need.
Yeah.
It makes you feel very scarcely about using them. and then you use them less for, you know, general use and then only for puzzles.
Pretty much. And it's even worse because, like, when you go out of your way to get all of the upgrades for it, I think it's like 8 in total, and that's it.
No, I'm coming up to my least favorite thing in this game. And you'll understand why.
Yeah, physics
You're
are
doing
weird here.
Yeah, you do this, and all of a sudden, oh, my momentum just died. It just makes me feel like this.
About right.
It just makes me feel like that's what I want to do with the game sometimes. I'm just like, stop it! Oh! Stop messing up my freaking boost ball thing, man! Why is there like a little patch of ground there that just interrupts it?
I don't know why. It's like the 1 pixel worth on the slope. That's just not a slope. All just for a 5 missile pack. It's really not worth it unless you go up 100%.
Like literally, this is like I was stuck here for like 20 minutes my first playthrough. Like, why am I not doing it right? I get stuck there. Oh, I hate it so much.
It's all good, man.
What you're telling me is I could take the Choji built version and just do what John did to it now, right?
Sometimes I want to feel like doing it with it when it comes to this section. But anyways, once you get past here, you get the next upgrade, which we haven't seen since Super Metroid, so this is a nice change of pace. Get our last visor, the X Ray Visor.
Works way better here than it did in
as
Super.
much or just as little as you would in Super.
Yeah. I mean, it has a lot of good uses in this game, and it's a lot more practical. Super's was just kind of a pace breaker in comparison to this.
Yeah. But
you want to blow up the wall with all the power bombs you have? You're lucky this room just drops infinite power bomb supply from enemies. Because you would be stuck in here otherwise. That's the whole reason.
Finally, a room built for me.
It's the only room in the game that's a guaranteed power bomb drop. Which is annoying.
You all get one.
But yeah, X Ray Visor is pretty cool because then, yeah, you can see invisible stuff. So, those Chozo ghosts that we fought earlier, yeah, they ain't running from you no more. Oh man, why the frick do they start you off with 2 power bombs? I mean, okay guys, I might say, like, I may be complaining a lot about this game, but I love this game so much. It's one of my favorite games ever. It really is.
I hate this game. I love this game.
I am seeing some of the aging stuff in this game lately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that's the good thing is you can have a favorite game that you can call out for its flaws. If you weren't able to call it out for its flaws, then that's a question of, 1, is any chink in the game's armor basically detrimental to the whole experience? Or 2, does that just mean, dang, it's really good? But a flawed game can still be wonderful.
Yeah. But this game isn't really that flawed, though. It's really good. I love it, but there's some things I'm just, like, questioning now. I was just like, yeah, that kind of...
Speaking of which, Chozo Artifact.
Hi, Chozo Artifact. Probably one of the easier ones to get when you're here. Since you're already here, you might as well get it, because...
I don't know. That's one of the last ones I got on my first playthrough, because I couldn't tell that was a bombable thing in the water. And you can't scan it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of well hidden.
Yeah. But yeah, that Chozo Artifact's pretty easy to get, so I really suggest if you're here, just go ahead and grab it. It's one of the ones that it's kind of almost guaranteed to get on your playthrough. So.
To reiterate, one of my last ones in the first playthrough, because it really wasn't that spelled out.
Yeah. Well, then
maybe
again,
not the easiest to find, unless you bomb everything.
One of the easier. That's why I said one of the easier ones. Not the easiest.
Yeah, I'm about to say the easiest is just literally sitting there in Tallon.
Yeah. Oh, how nice! We can finally use this X Ray Visor to our fullest extent. Hi, Chozo Ghost.
I was gonna say, I love how with the cutscene, it's smart because you have to jump over a ledge, and the ghost spawn, and it puts you back on a platform, and then you said nuts to this and just fell off anyways.
Well, that's just because
yes, oh no.
This is Matthew we're talking about that's playing the game, by the way. I just want you to let you know that. That is just like, oh, was that intentional? No, I'm just dumb. I made a mistake.
The same person would say, yeah, it's totally intentional. And you're like, nah, it's just stupid.
Yes.
And now we have an exit. Stage left. Now I have to climb up all the way up that platform again because I fell off. And it's easier to fight the Chozo Ghosts on the ground level because they're going to more than likely knock you off anyways. So
that is true, yeah. Because if they hit you, their knockback damage for their beams are pretty strong.
Yeah. I just, when I played this game as a kid, I loved it. I spent like so many hours in this game. It was one of my first games I got on my GameCube. It actually came bundled with my GameCube. That and Wind Waker. So I played this game and Wind Waker in tandem quite often. And I just remember like spending my Saturday mornings just playing this game. And that is what really got me. Like, Fusion got me to be a fan of Metroid, but this game kind of solidified me being a fan of Metroid. You have that one game that's just like, yeah, I love this series.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a good vibe. It is a very good vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have... Now that we fell down... now that we have the...
Go back. Oh. Okay, Cries and Missile expansion. I was hoping you would just got it now.
I know, but we got other things to do. I'll get it. Trust me, don't worry, I'll get it.
Cries and Missile expansion.
But Cries and Missile expansion because he's like, I know it's there, but Matthew says, no, I have a set path where I'm going. I'll get it later, I promise. We're going back to Chozo Ruins. You're probably wondering, oh, well, you can go back to Phazon Mines. Yeah, I could, but more stuff to get.
But as the hand said, no.
No to that, man. We got a lot of stuff to get in Chozo Ruins that we can get right now. Yeah. One in particular is very special.
Not the door, apparently.
Not the door.
Apparently not. Although, speaking of, now that you were able to go out of the other side of the Phazon Mines back into Chozo, you did just create a shortcut between those two areas, meaning that whole sunken ship section, completely useless to you now, which is good.
Yep. Don't have to go trudge through the murky water no more.